Yo, what's going on? VolcanoBeats, the Sampler King, live from Studio 8 Pots and Pan Audio. Today I'm bringing you a nice little gem, Cherry Audio Surrealistic MG-1 Plus. It's a clone of the Radio Shack / Realistic MG-1 from back in 1981. So today I'm going to be showing you the features on it, the sound of it mostly, and how it sounds compared to my Moog Rogue that I have in studio. Does it sound like it? Is it just a little fake clone of it? We'll see. Click that like, click that subscribe, stay with me. We're gonna keep this content rolling. So let's get to that synth. All right, cool, let's get this thing going. So basically, this thing opens up and looks exactly like the real one. If you've never used the MG-1 before, it's kind of laid out. It's pretty simple. I believe this is where they got the color scheme from, like the grandmother from the MG-1. So everything is kind of laid out perfectly. You just gotta go by the colors. They're the different sections. So your tone sources, that would be your oscillator, so you can tune them, fine tune them. And your polyphony is basically like a organish sound or whatever, and it's, you can play chords with it and everything, so you can tune that separately. You got your modulation matrix, your LFO section, basically, so you can add some movement to your sounds. You can put what shape you want, so square, triangle, or like a random or sample and hold, or whatever you want to call it. You got this mod wheel option, which is cool because on the original there's no mod wheel, so you can use the mod wheel on your MIDI controller to basically to add modulation or take it away, just like you would on any other synth. In and out, so basically it's like an auto contour trigger in and out, so you can start triggering stuff without actually playing notes. Like I say, just another way to give you some modulation. You got your rate here. And you can, and with your rate, it's cool because on a real thing, you don't have that light there. There's people that actually do mods to there so they can have that light. So that's a cool thing that it comes with that. I guess they just put everything inside of here, which is cool. You got your external sync, which will be going to your DAW. So mine, even though you saw me going up and down, it did nothing because I was externally synced. But if I take that off, then you're gonna see the actual hertz of like the waveform, the LFO. So let's go over to basically you got sliders to push how much modulation you want into each part. So your oscillators, that little poly sound I was talking about, and then the filter. You got your glide here, which is that famous old school Moog glide that makes the sound so beautiful. Your note priority. So on the real thing, you don't have this option. See, right now, on the real thing, you only have note down priority. So you can only go to the right. You can't go left. So whatever you play to the left of like the note you're playing, doesn't basically, it doesn't give you that legato effect. But when you got last note priority, it doesn't matter if you go up or down. So that's cool. You don't have that option on the real thing. Also, with the trigger mode, you can set it to legato or retrigger, which is cool. You got your master transpose. You can go up and down an octave. The whole keyboard, which is cool. Got two oscillators. This is a big difference between my MG-1, between my Rogue 1, my Rogue. This is a big difference between my Moog Rogue and the actual MG-1, is you being able to separate the two oscillators. On mine, they go together. So if I put one in square, the other one goes to square. If I put one in sawtooth, the other one goes to sawtooth. Whatever octave I put them in, they stay in the same. Well, you do have the option to make it an octave apart on the Rogue, but you have the option to just make it whatever, one of 3 octaves on the MG-1, which is cool. You can sync them. You can sync them on my Rogue also, but this option right here to be able to detune them up and down 2 full octaves is pretty cool. So you can make some dope sounds with that. Now we go over to the contour section, which would be our envelope generator. You got your sustain in and out. You got your tone sources. So this is basically saying you want your tone sources to be contoured, which means you want them to actually have an envelope generator by just whatever you set here. You want it to be keyed for it to be like to generate the envelope, or you just want it to be open. Obviously best used when you're trying to program sounds. So let's take it back over to contour. You got your rise time, which is attack, and your fall time, which is release. Going down to the filter section, keyboard tracking, you can go out, not in at all, half or full. I'm gonna leave mine at full. Your frequency, cut off, let's put it all the way up. Let's open it all the way up. Our peak, meaning our resonance. So we're gonna leave that all the way down. We don't really want to play with that. And then we can, even though it's only one envelope generator, you can at least on this synth, you can say how much of the filter you want affected by it. Most synths that only have one envelope generator, you don't have the option to say, okay, well, at least if I don't have a one specifically for the filter, but I can at least say I only want it to affect the filter like 30%. So at least you have some control to like make some type of different sound options on here. So we're gonna go up to the poly. That's that little weird little poly sound I was talking about. So let's just turn the poly on. So yeah, you can play chords with that. It's cool. So you can have sawtooth for a square. That square can come in handy when you're trying to get something to sound fat. So that's cool. I didn't use it that much when I had the MG-1, so that's why I didn't miss it that much. I had a crappy one though, so that's probably why mine wasn't in as good a condition as my Rogue. So you got 5 sound sources, which is cool. You got your oscillator 1, oscillator 2, noise, bell tone, and you got your poly. So yeah, you got pretty decent options on this one compared to my Rogue. I only have the 2 oscillators and noise on my Rogue. So we're gonna turn up oscillator 1. This sound is kind of set already. I kind of wanted to have the same type of settings on both the Rogue and the MG-1. So I got a little bit of modulation going through the filter. I got it at 30 hertz and I got a little glide on. So that's how it sounds on the my fall time release. Is kind of so that's close. Now this is how it sounds on the Rogue. Almost identical. And let me say as a disclaimer, this didn't just happen. I had to play around with it until I got the settings almost the same, but as you can hear, they're almost exactly identical. So let's play around with it. Let's see. I'm not one for like doing too much technical work. I'd rather just show you. So we got a little backtrack going. And let's just play around and see how the sound differences are. So that's the Rogue. It's just a little down, so let's turn it up. Like I say, you can slightly hear the difference, but it's not a big difference. It's not like $1,000 worth of difference. because that's what it's gonna cost to get you one in the condition mine is in. So, is it $1,000 difference? No. Like I said, this thing is pretty spot on, man, and this is free. It came out about like 2 weeks ago. I've been using it. What I said I'm gonna do is probably put up my Rogue for a few weeks, program some knobs, and see if I can get away with not using it for a while. If I can do that, because I love this synth for like just basic lead sounds. I haven't even added a reverb or a chorus to it or anything to make it spacey. So this thing is phenomenal when you start adding those things. So that's why I liked it so much when I grabbed it. I've had it for a little while. Like I said, I had the original MG for a while, but like the output started going out and I didn't want to pay to get it fixed, so I got rid of it. But this Rogue, I'm keeping it, maybe. Maybe. So hit me up, let me know what you think. Like I say, this thing is phenomenal. Definitely A+. I would have paid a couple $100 for this plug-in because it sounds just like the real thing. So hit me up with a comment. Let me know if you got a chance to use it yet. How would it work in your workflow? Just hit me up in the comments somewhere. Let's talk about it. Let's open up some dialogue. And we're gonna rock out. Let's get out of here. Peace.
We would like to bring to you the stars of our show, all the way from the Windy City.